Hello, and welcome back to Attack on Titan enthusiasts. Reiner Braun is probably Isayama sensei's favorite character. Nicknamed Reiner by Japanese fans, he overcame so many defeats and survived until the end of the story. In this video, we'll take a deeper look into the life of Reiner in chronological order and the tragedies that took place within it. Please be aware, this video contains spoilers up to the final chapter of the manga. The birth of Reiner Braun. Reiner was born in the year 833 in Marley as a child with a Marleyan father and an Eldian mother, Karina Braun. In Marley, Eldians were discriminated against as people with devil's blood, and it was forbidden for Marleyans and Eldians to have children together. Reiner's mother told Reiner that she couldn't live with her husband because she herself was an Eldian, so they were forced to be apart. Led by the words of his mother, Reiner decided to become a Marleyan warrior in the future to get the title of honorary Marleyan, so his mother and father could be together. He became a warrior candidate at 9 years old. Reiner was a kind-hearted person who chose to become a warrior just for his mom, and this is where he would experience his first setback. Among the warrior candidates, Reiner was the least talented in every aspect of his performance, whether it was physical strength, combat ability, or intelligence. He was always behind Bertolt, Annie, and Marcel. His fellow candidates made fun of him, saying that he was only able to become a warrior candidate because he kissed up to the captain. In Volume 24, Chapter 94, we see how Reiner was feeling at that time, which was a little ashamed and inferior to the other candidates, inheriting the Armored Titan. Still, Reiner didn't lose sight of his goal to become a Marleyan warrior for his mother. He continued to work hard, and miraculously, he was chosen to be the heir to the Armored Titan. He was overflowing with joy at having successfully achieved his goal, and was able to reunite with his father after becoming an honorary Marleyan. Reiner thought that he and his mother could live together with him from now on, but his father told him if they looked into where he came from, his family would be done for, and then he ran away from him. Later, Reiner was chosen as a member of the mission to capture the founding Titan from Paradis Island, along with Marcel, Bertolt, and Annie. And after they reached the island, Reiner was confronted by another shocking fact. Marcel, the heir to the Jaw Titan, had worsened the impression his younger brother Porco had so he wouldn't be chosen as a warrior, and made Reiner look better than he was. This was the only reason he was chosen as the heir to the Armored Titan. Reiner must have felt horrible when he realized that his dream of living with his mother and father together could not come true, and it was not his own effort that led to him being chosen as a warrior. But this was only the beginning. Before Reiner and his friends could reach the wall, Marcel, the leader of the group, was eaten in order to protect Reiner. Reiner thought that they would be in danger if they returned to Marley without doing anything. So even though they had lost Marcel, they still broke through the wall and snuck inside in order to capture the founding Titan as originally planned. And from here, there aren't many details about Reiner's life until the first time he appears in the story. Reiner in the Cadets. After successfully infiltrating the wall, Reiner and his friends joined the 104th class of cadets in order to gain access to information about the founding Titan. Reiner showed the charisma of a leader when he was a cadet and achieved the second best results among his peers, right after Mikasa. Later, in a conversation with Eren and Marley, Reiner said that he wanted to be a hero, and that was why he hid the fact that he was the Armored Titan during his time as a cadet. But the day after they graduated, he had Bertolt destroy the wall again and allow the Titans to enter, just as he had done 5 years earlier. During their 3 years as trainees, they'd been unable to obtain any information about the founding Titan, so they destroyed another wall in the hopes that the Rice family, who controlled the founding Titan, would make a move that could give them new information. But by this point, Reiner had started having mental issues. when Marco overheard Reiner's conversation about their true identity as Titans. Reiner chose to get rid of him by having the Titans eat him. But then, out of nowhere, he started crying as Marco was being eaten, like he completely forgot he was the one who ordered it to happen. At this point, he had already fully developed a second personality. Reiner was always told that the Eldians were the descendants of demons. However, when he actually lived together with Eren and the others on Paradis Island, he realized that they were human too. After knowing this, the guilt he felt over having broken down the wall and killed so many people, and the pressure he was under to constantly lie to all of his friends, was too much for the kind-hearted Reiner, and he began to lose his mind. He'd already been taught from a young age that he was a descendant of those evil Eldians, and had low self-esteem because he always performed the worst among his peers. So, just from the things that had taken place in Marley, it's not like he was highly mentally stable to begin with. After the attack on the Tross district, Reiner joined the Scouts and tried to take away the founding titan that Eren had inherited. But because of his dual personalities, he nearly died defending Connie at Utgard Castle. After they returned from that fight, Reiner revealed his identity as the Armored Titan to Eren. At this point, the Scouts were already suspecting that the true identities of the Armored and Colossal Titans were Reiner and Bertolt. So maybe his timing was perfect. They succeeded in kidnapping Eren, but in the end, the Scouts caught up with him and took him back before they could get off the island. And they almost got killed by Pure Titans because Eren managed to temporarily activate the coordinate. They managed to survive with the help of Ymir, but they were in even more danger when the battle to recapture Wall Maria took place. It was here that Armin discovered Reiner hiding in the wall, and Reiner was almost immediately killed by Levi. After recovering from that, he was almost killed 2 more times, because Eren had gained the ability to harden, and the Scouts had a new weapon, the Thunder Spear. Before he dies, he gets saved by Peak, the heir to the Cart Titan, and gets to return to his hometown in Marley. So yeah, maybe it's the special ability of the Armored Titan, but this guy just does not die. Returning to Marley. After making it back to his hometown in Marley, Reiner continued to fight as a warrior, but his guilt for betraying his friends on Paradis Island and killing so many people never disappeared. In a scene in Volume 24, Chapter 97, Reiner attempts to get rid of himself, and there's no trace of the charming leader Reiner once appeared to be. Later, when Reiner meets Eren, who was hiding in Marley, he tells him to kill him and that he wanted to disappear. But Eren didn't listen to him. Reiner then invaded Paradis Island with Marley's army to stop the rumbling and fought against Eren again, but lost here too. This was the last direct confrontation he had with Eren, so he never managed to beat Eren even once, despite how many times they fought in the story. Unable to stop the rumbling, Reiner then joins forces with the Scouts in order to challenge Eren to a final battle before he kills everyone on the continent. During that final battle, his armor was shattered so many times, but he still continued to stand back up to the enemy and was a very valuable ally. Thanks to him tanking so much damage, Mikasa manages to end the battle by killing Eren, and after that, Reiner and Armin work together to strive for peace in a world without Titans. In the last chapter, it looks like he gets excited seeing Historia's handwriting on the letter, even though she's already married and has a kid. So, with his luck, he might have been single for the rest of his life. Man, being in love with a girl, but forced to move away, and when you come back, she's already married. Literal story of my life. Reincarnated Reiner. Reiner is most famous for not dying no matter what happens to him, even when he's trying to die. But even Reiner is still human and eventually passes away. But there's someone who's thought to be the reincarnation of Reiner. We're talking about the Reiner who appears in Attack on Schoolcast, published as extra pages starting from the 21st volume of the story. Attack on Schoolcast is a story about how the characters from the 104th class of cadets go to school in the modern era, and no one paid that much attention to it when it first started. However, in the last chapter, we find out that the world in Attack on Schoolcast is 100 years after the main story of Attack on Titan. So, the characters that appear in Schoolcast are believed to be the reincarnations of the main characters. Reiner is the captain of the football team, and because he's a jock, he's ranked in the highest caste. It's pretty cool that Reiner, who suffered defeat after defeat, was reborn as a person who was respected by those around him, like he wanted to be in his previous life. Also, just like Reiner, Historia is in the highest caste in the school, and Reiner still has feelings for Historia even in the next life. But Historia thinks of Reiner as a gorilla, so even after reincarnating, his love was never meant to be. Historia was part of the royal family in the main story, so it's not strange for her to be in the highest caste. But the fact that the ordinary Reiner was reborn into the highest caste shows just how much Isayama-sensei favors him. If you want to know more about the relationship between school castes and the main story, please take a look at a previous video we've done for a more detailed explanation. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you again in the next video.